This conference will now be recorded.
Hey everybody, we're still doing the countdown to Guidewire Policy Center. 19 business days before we start. So let's jump into it. All right, how to begin? Again, go to the Policy Center training environment. Easiest way, just log into the dashboard in the same window, right? But open up a different tab and then just type in the link and it will take you to the sandbox. Okay, practice, practice, practice. So also I'll give you the link. It should be attached to the email with this link to this webinar. So all right, today we're going to start with a condo policy. So yesterday we did renters. Today we're going to go into a condo policy. So we're going to review it, kind of put the program in the system, and practice, practice, practice. Okay. So with that, let's go ahead and get started. Hopefully you're already logged into the Guidewire sandbox. All right, my mouse is a little temperamental here. Hold on a second. All right, when you log in, this is what you're going to see. Something similar to this. Again, this is the home page. All right, remember, we used to start with every transaction begins with an action, but we're going to change it up a bit. Today, we're going to go over to account. And so we're going to put in a new customer. So when you wave your mouse over account, click on this little arrow, and then we're going to click on new account. All right, and then we're going to go ahead and start plugging in information. So this is Nomar. And whoops, I'm too far ahead. Nomar rental. No more rental. So we had a renter that finally got a condo, so no more rental. All right, let's search them. All right, they're not in the system. We'll create new account. Sorry, I jumped real quick on that one. All right, and then we're going to basically continue with the information. All right, date of birth, let's go January 1st of 2000. All right, phone number, let's use 925-555-6596. Okay, we'll go to the email, nomar@email.com. Remember, always use fake stuff when you're plugging into the system here. All right, address, 123 6th Street. All right, we can put a condo number here, but I'm going to pass up on that. Let's go to Concord. You don't have to put the county, state, just click C. The system will catch up, just click enter. All right. And then the zip code, Concord 94520. Address description, you can put condo here if you want. All right. As far as official IDs, we'll put no ID. Remember, if you just leave it at none, you're going to get an error message. So once we have everything, let's go ahead and update it. They're not in the system, so we'll go ahead and click override so that they'll bring this address and information into the proposal, create this account. This is going to be a new submission, so we will create new submission or start new submission. This is going to be a condo policy, which is under the homeowners family. So we just click on the homeowners, select, okay. Again, if I go too fast, it's okay. I apologize, number one. I'm just kind of how I am. But number two, luckily, this is recorded. You can pause it. You can rewind it. You can go back and catch any missing steps. But I will try and slow down in my training, so I apologize. All right. Policy type, this is a condo. So we'll go here and click condos. That's the policy type. Sometimes there's a policy subtype, just so you know. You want to be comfortable with this. They live in the condo, so this is not a landlord condo, but if it was, you'd click that condo rented to others. All right. Now we're going to ask the privacy question. Let our customers know. We're going to be gathering information from third parties to put this proposal together. None of your information will be shared with any other third parties. Do I have your permission to continue? Yes, that's fantastic. All right. So we'll click yes. We'll go ahead and click next. So now we're going to confirm the risk address, right? Make sure everything's fine. Phone type, we'll go with it's their cell phone. The initial ones that I'm going to work through, I'm going to keep it real simple. We're going to say that they're single, all right? Eventually, we are going to rotate into the more difficult ones as the 20 days winds down. So Nomar is a male, marital status, we'll go single. Separated, we got no ID. Prior policy number, this is other states, don't worry about this here. Okay. Everything else is in, there's no one else in the household, so I'm going to leave that where it's at. And then we'll go up to the top, we will click next. And if you miss anything, the system will tell you. All right. So everything's good here. We're over in Contra Costa County. Yes, there is a hydrant within 1,000 feet. The fire district name, if you don't know, just take one of the top ones, right? Usually there is a couple. All right. That populates in. Condo type, you can click on this. It's an interior unit, or if it's just upgrades. All right. So we're going to go with this is an interior unit. Click on that. We can create the valuation in the 360 value. It's kind of nice that it now populates outside. So we'll just say this condo was built in 2003. This particular unit is 920 square feet. We'll go with above average. And usually when you click the year built and the square footage is basically the minimum you need. Sometimes if it doesn't populate like it did here, then when you click the quality grade, it will populate in. So let's go with above average because this is kind of a newer condo. All right. Then we're going to go ahead and continue. All right. We'll just say this is a 3-story. They're an interior unit. If there is a carport, it's here. All right. I'm going to change this to none. It's a condo. They don't have a carport. They park underneath. Let's just say. We'll keep the carpet, the vinyl and then laminate the same. You can't make the adjustments. All right. We got one kitchen, one bath. All right. You can enter more details here. Any other information you can put in. I'm going to keep it real simple. We'll keep it where it's at. And we'll go to calculate now. It's going to give us $104,000 for the estimated reconstruction cost. This is for the interior unit. So a lot of times, unless you have a CC&R, which is conditions and covenants requirements as part of the condominium association or townhome association or even homeowners association. In the CC&R, it may actually tell you the minimum amount of coverage they need for the interior unit or for the structure. Okay, and so you want to take a look at that because that's what you want to put as far as the reconstruction cost. If not, a lot of agents I've talked to, the rule of thumb is go $100 per square foot. But I always want to make sure that you're confirming that with the client, okay? And so with everything in, all right, I'm going to go ahead and close this out. All right. And then for condos, we kind of close it out. I'm going to go ahead and retrieve this 360 value. We've made some changes, so I want to retrieve it. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and click update because I did make changes, and I just want to make sure it entails and pulls in. There it is, a 2003. Square footage 920, occupancy. This is going to be an owner-occupied primary residence. Construction material, I'm going to go with frame. All right. Over here on the right, dwelling protection, we'll say they have a central fire and a central burglar alarm. All right. So remember, this is that one page where you have the 3 tabs, and before you click next, you want to go to the next tab. So we just did the details. Now we're going to go into the eligibility portion, and we need to answer questions. Is there a business on the premises? No. Are there dogs? There could be. At this point in time, we'll say no. Is the dwelling undergoing extensive interior and or exterior renovations? We'll say no. Is the roof well maintained? That's got to be a yes. Is the vegetation, landscaping, hardscaping is well maintained? Yes. To the best of my knowledge, the dwelling is free of pre-existing water damage or any other unrepaired damage. That's going to be yes. It is not over water, right? And there are no more than 2 unrelated rumors or borders in the home. Okay, so we're going to answer those. Next, we're going to go to additional interest. Right? So since they bought a condo, they've got a lender. So we're going to go ahead and add the mortgagee. This is where you would go. This is the first mortgagee. All right, we're going to put in a 1234 as the code to keep it real simple. We'll search it. And there it is, Gil. All right, we're going to go ahead and select that. and it pulls it in. If you have the loan number, this is where you would put it in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. And that's a bad typing. I apologize. All right. And then who's going to pay? We'll just say it comes out of the impound account, so we'll go with the mortgagee. Okay. All right. So verify policy should be mortgagee pay accounts on paperless billing. All right. Blah, blah, blah. So we'll verify that a little bit later. At this point in time, we'll go ahead and next. All right, so now we're going into the coverages. As you can see, not only are we kind of clicking next and adding stuff, we're slowly moving down the pathway towards getting to that bind. All right, deductibles, I always like higher deductibles. I'll go $1,500 on this. Personal property, let's go with the $80,000. Okay, what's really cool is we do pay replacement costs. That means we get to replace your old stuff with new stuff if a loss occurs. Our competition typically has actual cash value, which depreciates the materials, right? So you get your old stuff is actually replaced with even older stuff, not the great coverage that they want. Loss of use is 40% of the personal property limit. So if they want more time at a hotel, right, or enough to put a deposit somewhere else for a while, then great, bump up loss of use. Now to bump that up, you just want to increase the personal property coverage, okay? Because it's automatically a percentage of it. What's really cool in the sandbox here, we can adjust this and go with higher limits. But right now, we'll just stick with 40% of the personal property limit. Personal liability, well, if you own property, I'd kind of bump this up a little bit, maybe go to $300,000. That's going to start introducing ourselves into a conversation with a possible umbrella policy. It's a new condo, so building ordinance, they don't need a lot. The older the building, the more building ordinance coverage you're going to want to recommend, okay? Just so you know. Again, it pulls over the building property unit owner's coverage, $104,000. Since it is a condo and there is association, you definitely want to take a look at increasing loss assessment coverage. Standard limit on our homeowners policies and condo policies is $1,000. We probably want to bump that up. I'm going to go to $25,000. Right. If you want, here's the sewer and drain. Right. Any other coverages? Any optional coverages if they want to do a general increase on some other items, right? Include workers' comp for someone who lives and upkeeps the property, or maybe someone who visits and upkeeps the property, right? The detailed coverages is getting higher limits on specific items. So remember, the optional coverage is increasing limits on overall, but detailed, of course, is specific items. And right now, there's no exclusions or conditions, right? But again, you can check it just in case something does pop up. We want to make our customers aware of that. We're going to go ahead and click next. It says there's no issues identified at this time. If there is, we click on the contingency tab. We would basically label the document and then upload the document as needed, maybe a discount or what have you. At this point in time, we don't have that, so we're going to go ahead and quote it. Okay, so this is where we have, if they add the auto, they could save a little bit more money here. All right, so here's kind of summarizing the coverages down here at the bottom, but everything's good to go here. All right, so we're going to go ahead and validate, see if there's any prior losses on the property or if the owner carried them with them. All right, policy is ready to bind. Billing setup is not required for a mortgagee to pay policy, so the billing account number will be created after bind. All right, so since it is coming out of the impound account, we don't have to do the billing setup and payment. If the insured is paying the premium, then we would go to the billing setup and payment and put in whether it's a credit card or a check and put in the information there. So, but again, since it's going to the mortgagee, we get to just go ahead and bind. So are you sure you want to bind? Okay. Here's our Department of Insurance question. Would you like them to know your race, national origin, or gender? No, not a problem. All right, then we click OK. Lo and behold, we get that screen of success. So, again, these are the steps you want to take. This is day 19 on the countdown to GuideWire going live. So, little by little, practice, practice, practice. The more you practice, the better you'll get, the faster you'll get. It does take a little time because here and there you have to go here, you have to go there. You're used to the change in the look of the screens from what you're used to with Personal Lines Express. So, but get in the sandbox, do a couple transactions, and just get better at the whole process. So, because coming November 20th, this is all you're going to have. All right. So, with that, thank you for taking time and learning about Guidewire. If you do have any questions, please reach out to us at the district office. Have a great day, folks.